Hey friends, welcome to One Flight Down, basement beer tastings, and another Back of the Beer Fridge Sunday. Today, we are looking at a beer that probably would have tasted great about a year ago. Alright, so today's beer actually comes from one of my favorite breweries located right here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. This is from the Kilter Brewing Company, and this is Fog Machine. Fog Machine is a series of beers they do with a bunch of different hops. And this one is the Enigma Double IPA, a super hoppy, juicy, and foggy double IPA, brewed and double dry hopped with 100% Enigma. 8% alcohol. So I was wrong. It wasn't a bunch of different hops. It's just whatever hops they decide to put in. This one being Enigma hops. I always like Fog Machine. They put out, I think, a couple varieties a year. It's usually something I really like. I have featured it on the show at least once before. There's one I did. I'll leave a link up there to the. It was called Rage Against the Fog Machine. It was really good. I don't know if it was the best of the Fog Machines, but in terms of branding, it was really cool. But the thing with this beer, as you can read on the bottom, it says canned with love, which is wonderful. Thank you for canning this with love. But it was also canned in December of 2021. So this is about a year and a half old, which is pretty old for an IPA. If this was a stout, I wouldn't really be that concerned. But from what I have heard, IPAs, they kind of lose some of their flavor after about the 6-month mark, is what I've been told by people who know more than me. That said, it's also not going to kill me to have it or anything like that. But anyway, let's check it out. I hope it's still really good. I'm actually surprised this was at the back of the beer fridge because I don't usually let these ones go to waste. But, if you're like me and you get a lot of beer, sometimes some really good ones just kind of find their way to the back and you kind of forget they're there. That's why I'm doing Back of the Beer Fridge Sunday. All right, let's crack this open. I've got an officially branded Kilter glass, appropriate glassware, so we'll use that today. It won't hold the whole can, but I'll top it up after. All right, so very hazy in appearance. Not a shock. If you're at all familiar with Kilter, I mean, this is how a lot of their beers look. They really like their hazy IPAs there, and juicy, fruity IPAs. Let's check out how this is on the nose. Okay, I'm getting a little bit of a fruity note, and it's like a creaminess almost as well. I don't know what the. So usually, when I notice fruit in fruit notes in IPAs, it's often citrus that jumps out, but this is more like I think like a stone fruit or something, like a apricot or something like that. I don't know. I can't quite place what it is, but it does smell good. Nice and tropical smelling. All right, I've got some pretty good hopes for this now. Let's go in for a sip. Cheers. That is okay. Not the greatest in the series, but again, it sat here for a year and a half. So, I was getting a little more of the fruitiness on the nose. Taste-wise, it's still there a bit. There is like a bitterness at the end, which you normally would get with an IPA like this. Yeah, it's not bad. There's a bit of a weird note at the top. Like at the start of your sip, there's kind of a weird little note. I can't quite place what that is. And again, I don't know if that's the the beer itself or the fact that it's a year and a half old. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I can't quite place that. And I'm noticing that the juiciness is just becoming a little more subdued as we go along, which again could be the age of it. Overall, though, it's not too bad. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was probably better about a year ago. Because, there's a weird taste there that I can't quite place. And usually these have, like, even though they're all made with different hops, I can usually pick out a fog machine quite well. And this is a little bit different from that. So, yeah, year and a half, probably a little too long to be sitting in the beer fridge. But, hey, that's that's the way this game works. All right, let's check out now what beer I'll be looking at next week on Back of the Beer Fridge Sunday. Okay, this will be interesting. I actually remember where this one came from. From the Grizzly Paw Brewing Company, Rutting Elk Red. This was packaged in June 2022. So about a year old for a red ale. That should be fine. And I got this. Actually, I got a bunch of beers last year from my friends George and Audra, who had taken a little trip to Alberta. They brought a bunch of beers back, and I think just this one being a smaller can kind of found its way to the back of the beer fridge. But I'm looking forward to trying this. I have tried other beers from Grizzly Paw. I think one other that they had brought with that package of beers that they brought along, and a few I had tried in the past as well. But I don't think I've tried the red. So looking forward to that. So, if you want to find out more about this beer, tune in to next week's Back of the Beer Fridge Sunday. All right, cheers, everybody. Thanks for dropping by the Terry Isle Basement Pub. We'll see you all again real soon. Cheers.